Say what?
That's it.
Oh man, that was gorgeous.
Yes, we got our theme song. First show we aired it. It sounded really good too. I was like, wow. Say what?
Hey, look, but I ain't gonna act like I ain't see he throw one of our great sponsors in the video like he on the A.T.L show.
Welcome. Get in here, everybody. Get in here. Welcome to another wonderful episode of the A.T.L show, brought to you by the Anthony Brown Show here on YouTube and Facebook. So wherever you're tuning in, we can see your comments here. So definitely comment. First, I want to just say, hey to Reverend Sapp. You're in the building. How you doing, Pastor Sapp?
Hey, Pastor Sapp.
All about Fifi. So come on in. There's like a couple more people that's there. Did you text your friends and everybody? Legacy?
Yes, I did.
Wonderful. It is so wonderful to be here tonight. I tell you. Just let everybody know that what we're doing with the show for the month of February is we're going to highlight in all Black-owned operated businesses. And tonight we have a treat for you guys. We have two Black-owned businesses, two young ladies that's going to come on and showcase their business tonight. Before we get to that, we're also going to have Legacy do a segment on Black history. And not just any Black history, but he's showing his king shirt. Not any Black history, but Black history that's showing you where we actually came from, other than the fact that slavery. Because that's what, whenever we think of Black history, everybody want to go to slavery. But he's taking you to the depths of real Black history. So Legacy is definitely going to take care of that. So are you ready for your segment tonight, Mr. Legacy?
Yes, I am. Let's do it.
Okay. Find your and this segment is called Our History, Black History with Legacy the Great. I think you're featuring a video tonight, correct?
Yes, we're featuring a video tonight.
Let me see if I can grab the video just one moment. It's my first time doing that share screen feature. Just bear with me.
Shaka Zulu remains an influential historical figure even after 2 centuries. By some, he's seen as a heroic king who was a nation builder, while others regard him as a depraved monster. The ambiguity continues to resonate, adding power to the image of Shaka. He was born in 1787, before the Europeans came to Southern Africa. He was considered an illegitimate son by his father, who was a Zulu chief. His mother's name was Nandi, with whom Shaka had a strong bond. Because of his father's malice towards him, Shaka spent his childhood in his mother's settlement. He was a boy looking after hounds, but as he came of age, he joined Ibuto Lempi fighting unit under Mthethwa Chief Dingiswayo. Shaka was under Dingiswayo's mentorship and even rose to become a general. In 1816, Shaka's father died and his younger half-brother Sibujana became chief. Shaka asked Dingiswayo for a regiment to return to Zululand to claim his right to chiefdom. Dingiswayo saw this as an opportunity to confirm his own authority and become overlord. Shaka was met with very little resistance. He became chief in a bloodless coup by putting his half-brother to death that was accepted by the Zulu clan. When Dingiswayo was killed by Zweden, the region was engulfed in a civil war. Shaka rose to power and sought revenge. At one encounter, Zwide barely escaped, but Shaka captured Zwide's mother, Ntombazi, who was a shaman. The refined method of revenge Shaka decided upon was to lock Zwide's mother in a house with hyenas that devoured her alive. Then the next morning, Shaka burned down the house to the ground. Shaka eventually met Zwide on the battlefield and defeated him. As a Zulu king, Shaka brought about social changes and military upgrades. He invented the A.T.L, a short spear with a sharp sword-like blade at the end. However, the long spear was not discarded. He also reinvented the military formations in battle, but Shaka was strict with his warriors. While there have been exaggerated reports that he killed his warriors who showed the slightest bit of weakness, it has been an established fact that failure in battle meant death. Other than that, he was fairly cordial with his warriors. Shaka knew that winning loyalty was by being kind, not by being brutal. He also brought other tribes under his control through patronage and reward instead of waging open war on them. The most famous account of Shaka Zulu is his grief at the loss of his mother. It is said that when his mother died, he ordered everyone to mourn. He ordered the crops not to be planted. He ordered his people to stop drinking milk, which was the main source of Zulu diet, and he ordered the murdering of pregnant women. He also had cows slaughtered, so the calves would mourn for their mothers as he was mourning for his mother. Oral traditions state that this was a period of great upheaval. A single Zulu man named Gala stood up to Shaka and pointed out that Nandi was not the only person to die in Zululand. Taken aback, the Zulu king called off the destructive orders and rewarded the teller of troops with a gift of cattle and had him appointed as his advisor. The 12-year reign of Shaka was a bloody yet prosperous one. Of those tribes he couldn't bring under control through patronage, he had conquered through war. He was respected by all but his half-brothers, Dingane and Mlangana. He had tried at least twice to assassinate him. The third time, in September of 1828, his half-brothers were successful. Shaka's body was then hastily buried in a grain pit with mud and stones. Later, a monument was erected in his final resting place. The legend of Shaka Zulu lives on. It is said that he greatly disciplined his warriors so that they will be victorious in battle. He would make them march 8 miles a day so that they will be battle-hardened and be able to conquer more efficiently. He fought the A.T.L, the short stabbing spear. His military formations were similar to those of the Romans, and most importantly, he brought diplomacy instead of war to be an overload to some of the peaceful tribes. What do you think of Shaka? Was he a hero or a monster? Let us know in the comments.
Please hit the subscribe button to follow us. Be part of the movement. Join the tribe.
And exciting fresh content.
Awesome. Where's Mr. Legacy?
I have no clue, sir.
He's in the back office. Hold on. I see him.
Yes. Yes. Tonight we talked about the great warrior king Shaka Zulu. For me, growing up, I remember watching the movie for the first time, and I was inspired by watching how he had to come up through the ranks with his father not accepting him as his own son and was sent away. And it just makes me think about how some kids and even some adults to today lean on the fact that they didn't have their parents in their lives and they use that as a crutch. But I look at Shaka and I look at him and see how he took that and used that as motivation to become the great person that he was. A lot of people didn't know, or may not know, or may know, that in 1815, Shaka Zulu was in one of the greatest battles of his time and era, and that was called the Waterloo Battle. And that was June 1815. And he defeated Napoleon Bonaparte, who conquered much of Europe in 1800s. Shaka Zulu only had 500 men when he went to battle against Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon had 1,500 men, and the tactics that Shaka Zulu had and used against Napoleon to defeat the British was it's called, I think, the bull with the horns, and he used this same tactic to defeat that great army. And so I take upon Shaka and look at him as a great warrior and a great king for standing up for his country in the region that he was in, how he learned to unite other tribes to go to battle. So I would like for our people and anybody that's in any war tactic form to go about this same way of uniting each other and not destroying each other, because we already battling each other. We're already battling other entities and people who don't love us. So if we can just pull ourselves together and unite, then, you know, just this man having 500 people and going to war and defeated Napoleon Bonaparte alone tells me that if we put our minds together and our hearts, that there's nothing that we can't conquer. This has been a broadcast and a great tribute to a great king and leader, Shaka Zulu. Stay tuned. We have more to come. Enjoy your day. Thank
you. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Good job.
That was awesome. Great job, great job. I had heard of Shaka Zulu a while back. I didn't know all that information. But anyway, that was Mr. Legacy the Great, Our History, Black History. So today's topic is whatever happened to It Takes a Village to Raise a Child. And what made me come up with this particular topic is I remember back in the day, I'm going to tell you an interesting story and why I came up with it and what I mean by a village raising a child. Because I've often noticed and sat back and observed how people, parents these days discipline their children as opposed to how they used to do it back in the day. And it's such a major difference. I remember one time when I was a little kid, I was probably like maybe 6 or 7 years old, and I grew up in the projects in West Palm Beach. And there was this neighborhood park where all the kids would go and play down in the midways of the projects. And there was one lady named Miss Peterkin. She was like the grandmother for everybody in the neighborhood. You know, y'all know those kind. And Miss Peterkin was that lady that baked cookies and pies and made the little freeze bars and cupcakes and everything, and would give them away freely to the kids and would sell them to everybody on Christmas and Thanksgiving. So that's the type of lady she was. And we had like 3 of those type of ladies in the neighborhood. I remember Miss Peterkin, Mama Lang, and Miss Fudge. So between those 3 individuals, if you as a child did anything disrespectful, say anything out of the way, curse, got flipped, or was down there fighting, those 3 ladies or those 3 mothers would spank your behind and send you home or take you home and tell your mom what they did, why they did it, and then mom or dad would tell you behind that the frame as well. But what I've noticed is these days is totally different ball game, because these days you can't even look at somebody's child in a strange way, or they think it's a strange way before the child tell mama this and that, and then now mom and daddy want to fight you. So that's what made me come up with today's topic and also our special guest. So before we get into the topic, I want to introduce our special guest. My first special guest, let me bring her up real quick. My first special guest here is a young lady. Hey.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, love.
What it is, sis? What it is, sis?
Oh,
hello, Legacy the Great.
Hi.
This young lady here, she is the owner and director. She and her husband is a husband and wife team of Melvin Simmons II Family Home Daycare. And their contact information is below, and also their Cash App if you want to do any donations to them as well. But this couple here, they started a family daycare. So tell us a little bit about your business and what inspired you to start a daycare, because I personally could not have done it.
Well, I started Links of Love Family Home Daycare about 7 years ago. And because I have a 7-year-old and I was working in a facility, and At the time, I wasn't aware of all the medical conditions she had. She was about 6 weeks to 2 months old, and the lady that was watching my daughter called me and was like, I have to rush your daughter to the hospital. I don't know what's going on with her. Meet me at St. Mary's. So I went to my director of the daycare that I was working at, and I was like, the lady just called me and said that she's rushing my daughter to the hospital. I have to go. And she looked at me and was like, you can't leave because we'll be out of ratio. And I started boohoo crying because I need my job. I got to pay my bills, but my child is going to the hospital. And my best friend happened to work in the classroom next door to me, and she overheard the phone call. So when I walked back in the classroom, she was like, what you doing? And I was like, I can't leave. And she was like, okay, so we'll figure out how to pay the bills later. Go see about your child. So I left. I left and I got penalized for it. I was suspended for 2 weeks. And during that time, my mom was like, you have a master's degree in early childhood education. You're in school for your bachelor's degree. Why don't you just open your own facility? And at the time I had been thinking about it, but I wasn't really ready to step out on faith and actually go and do it. So during those 2 weeks, I looked into how hard it would be to open a home daycare. And I found out like I had all the credentials. It wasn't really that hard. It was just basically making the house. I had kids, so my house already had the toys and everything else. Within 4 weeks, I went back to work for 2 weeks. I put in my 2 weeks notice, and it took me exactly 30 days to get licensed and open my own. And then because I'm all for the kids and the parents, I understand. I remember the struggle when I was a parent trying to pay daycare fees and still pay rent and lights and water and cable and put food on the table at the same time. So I don't charge where daycares charge $325 for an infant. I only charge $125 for an infant. So I have a waiting list. So we ended up opening Melvin Simmons Family Home Daycare because we didn't have enough space for all the children at one daycare.
Won't he do it?
That's what's up.
That reminds me of an old movie that said, if you build it, they will come. So you built it and they were coming. Wow.
I've been building a lot of stuff and nobody ain't came yet.
Lord. I told you our prayers don't go that high for you, Legacy.
Wow. Well,
but we love you anyways.
Yes. So
that's horrible.
So how long have you been in business now between the two?
I've been in seven years. Links of Love Family Home Daycare has been open, and MJ is 3 years. Melvin Simmons has been open.
Wow. So it's two different daycares.
Yes.
Okay. So, but it's husband and wife.
Yes.
That is awesome. Okay. Well, I got some questions.
They getting that money.
That's right.
Let me ask a question. How hard? Because I know most of the time, it's a lot harder for the males to open up daycares, especially like home daycares. So how hard was it for your husband to obtain his license and things that he needed to open up his branch of the daycare? Because a lot of people look down, and it shouldn't be, but a lot of people look down or frown upon, seem like it to me. Right, that a man shouldn't own or run a daycare.
It's very stereotypic, but if a man doesn't know the ropes or what to do, it might have taken a little bit longer. It actually took me a shorter amount of time to open his than it did mine. It only took me 3 weeks to open his.
Okay.
You know, I know y'all and I love y'all dearly, but I also see the dynamics of the partnership that you guys partake in due to the fact that you pretty much run the inner parts of the daycare and he runs the outer parts as far as the delivery of the children to and from school the vast majority of the time. Also, with him working another job, how strenuous is that on you and the household when he has to remove himself to go to another job to continue providing for your family, and that leaves you with a certain amount of kids, waiting on the parents to come pick them up?
Well, I know that you know this firsthand because I have licensed Legacy the Great to get paperwork and everything, because there have been times where I've had to call my brother in and be like, listen, I'm out of ratio and I need your help. So come on over. So
And when you say ratio, what do you mean? Elaborate what you mean by ratio.
Ratios in daycares work. You are only allowed a certain amount of children per adult that's licensed in a daycare. In a family home setting, because we are large family home daycares, we're allowed 12 children in our facilities per two adults. Per two adults. So yes, we have staff on. But I'm just gonna break it down to you and just be honest. There are more than 12 people that need help out there. And 12 children do not pay your bills, because what the state is paying you, just imagine, let's say I charge $125 for an infant. Let's time that time 4 weeks. That's $500. What bill are we that don't even cover my my mortgage.
Exactly.
So I am open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm nonstop. I never close.
So I could drop the Pookie off to you right now.
Yes, I have.
Hell no. Ain't nobody, you ain't dropping. Nobody's child named Lil Pookie is getting dropped off.
Yes, as you can see,
the Tiger store.
Children running around right now. I have.
What's your age range for your children?
My children range from 2 to 14. The daycare's children range from 0 to 13.
Wow.
And then I have some parents that don't exactly want their children to be home alone at 13. You still don't want to leave your 13-year-old daughter home alone. So I allow them to be junior staff then. And you can have your 14-year-old come here, and basically the tuition you pay me for them, I pay them. So basically your child is working for me, but you're paying them because you paid me the tuition. And I allow them to, basically help me, and it gives them a sense of independence. They're making their own money. It's teaching them values, and it's also teaching them how hard it is out here to have a baby and not to want one of your own.
Hello. Okay.
Speaker.
I'm gonna put you in the back office, and I'll bring you back up in a minute, and I'm gonna bring up my other guest. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. My next guest, let me bring her up, see if she's ready. Hey.
Hey, boo.
What it is?
I told you he's the bad one. I already pre-warned you. That's it. Just pray for him. This is Nekisha Freeman. Nekisha Freeman is the CEO and founder of a nonprofit organization called Freepreneurs. And her website is below on the screen if you guys want to reach out to her. That's freeprenuers.org. And she's also the creative director, the designer, the CEO, the founder, head honcho, the it for the Freeman jewelry collection. Also, that's her. How are you doing this evening?
Yeah.
I am. How about you all?
Awesome. Thank you, and so happy to have you here with us this evening.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about the Freepreneurs.
Well, Freepreneurs is, like you said, a nonprofit organization. I started in 2015. And I noticed that you would see commercials with people helping, babies, youth, or what have you in other states, other countries, and we need help right here in our backyard. So I wanted to give back to our community. by helping the young girls 7 to 17 by teaching them. And the mission for Freepreneurs is to inspire young ladies to be future entrepreneurs, provide financial literacy, aid with the assistance of mental health, promote diversity, and educate on body image. So we do all of that, with our girls, and I get down with them. I don't play around with them. I give it to them blood raw, because when they're in the street and when they're talking to their friends, they're talking blood raw. So I don't
Yes,
pity
ma'am.
party with them, and I let the parents know when their kid first signs up what we do and how we do it, and they're not allowed to. When we have sessions, they're not allowed in because kids don't talk or they don't
Open
respond.
up.
Parents are there, but they will respond to me because I am that safe place, in my board and my volunteers. They're the safe place as well.
Okay.
That's what's up.
I like that.
I love that.
I love that.
Thank you.
Nekisha, you have a video here. Let me see if I can share the video just 1 second.
Share it.
Poor thing. He just wants some attention, y'all.
A group of powerful young women are painting themselves a brighter future thanks to a local nonprofit. Nekisha Freeman started the group the Freepreneurs. She had a difficult childhood and wanted to provide a fun and safe place for girls ages 7 to 17. They work to empower these young ladies through various programs and activities. Yesterday was all about painting their visions and dreams for 2020.
All girls are princesses. They just need to be empowered to know how to live out their princess status. And they can look back on these paintings. They can carry these paintings to college. They can carry them to their new home. They can carry them wherever, and they can show their grandchildren what they did for 20 years. If I wasn't in this program, I would be doing the wrong thing. And it just helped me stay on the right track, not doing bad stuff.
Despite coming from difficult circumstances, most of the girls in the program managed to keep straight A's in school. They say Freepreneurs gives them a place to build bonds and learn new skills along the way.
Hey, I like that.
Hey.
Now that's the type of stuff the world needs now.
Yes. And I didn't mention, at the age of 7, I was raped. And it kind of, it does something to you. You're shy, you're timid, you don't know how to respond to certain things. That's another reason why I started Freepreneurs, because it's a lot of things that these girls go through and they don't share and they hold it in forever. So again, I am that safe place for them.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep.
And what area do you target? Is it River Beach or only?
I target Palm Beach County, but for 2021, my vision is to go worldwide. I actually had someone from Africa to reach out. So, yeah.
That's what's up.
We going to Congo. God damn it, we going to Congo.
I cannot. This fool. He on drugs.
Congo.
Oh my God.
So, how many years have you been doing the Freepreneurs?
I've been doing this since 2015.
And what is the number or the average number of kids you have per year?
The average number that I have in a session is between 15 to 17, but from 2015 to now, I've had about 200 girls to come through the program. But what I had, because of the pandemic taught us how to pivot. So I used to give them a certificate. Once they finish sessions, I always give them a certificate. And because I'm a jewelry designer and I'm teaching them how to be future entrepreneurs, I teach them how to make a piece of jewelry for whatever session we're doing. Such as if we're making, like I just did a cake baking class with them, Cake Baking 101, where they learn how to make a cake from scratch. It was a 2-day session. So when they finished the workshop, they made a bracelet but it had a cake on the cake charm on the bracelet. So it'll give them something to remember. And from that session, I have one little girl who wants to be a cake baker. And we gave her a $50 gift card so she can get supplies that she needs to start her business. So we're raising business owners.
I know that's right.
So with the bracelets, they're more like growing up, I was in the Boy Scouts, and we would get like we would get merit badges.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So
yeah,
that's what I did.
Could always refer.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You were gonna show us something.
When they sign up now, this is for 2021. They get a box with our logo, and in the box, I'm going to show you. They get a welcome card. They get a journal so that they can journal what's going on day to day. They get a pencil that says Freepreneurs. They get affirmation cards. They get a T-shirt. And they get a keychain.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And this is the affirmation that they have to say every day, because I say affirmations myself. And it's a Freepreneur's oath. I am beautiful. I am worthy. I will respect my parents. I will respect others. And most importantly, I will respect myself. But while they're saying that, they have a mirror where they have to look themselves in their face to
that's right,
every day. And once you start reciting whatever, you start believing it.
Exactly. But you got to hear it to believe it.
You got to hear it to believe it.
That is awesome.
That is beyond. That is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yes. So Anthony Simmons, she gets them when they're babies. And when they get of age, you get them. So you take them.
I get them.
From what
she raise them up, and I grab onto them to keep them right.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So you had another video that you brought me. Let me see if I can find that video again. Just 1 second.
While you find that, let me ask you something. I also coach Pop Warner football at Wells Parks and Recreation. Okay. I've done that since 2005, and I've seen a lot of kids, especially young men. I've learned that the young men here in Riviera Beach, West Palm Beach, they don't have anything of the sort like what you are building with these young ladies. And I have a vision of doing something similar to that. But I would definitely like to get with you on that matter, because I think that I know for a fact from coaching from 2005 to 2015, 16, I want to say, I lost, I'm talking about to the streets death. I lost at least 8 individuals that I coached at the age of 10 to 12 to the streets when they got to be 16, 17, and 18. And we have to have something, and that's why this is very important to see with you and Melvin and Anthony, the period of when we have to grab hold of our kids, and it does take a village to actually raise our children. So to see this in a slow motion picture like today, to see Anthony and Melvin, and to see you and see how, if we were to continue to grab hold of our children and have trust and entrust in the next individual that has to spend time with our kids while we're at work or while we're doing other things that supposed to support our children, that we can have enough faith and trust in the next individual that person would love, or that group of people would love our kids as if they were their own.
Right.
So I commend both of you guys for actually, y'all like a bridge that is standing in the gap for the time that's elapsed from parents not being around their children. So we thank you on the A.T.L show.
Thank you.
Both
And
of you.
I did a field day last year. It was my first time I did a community field day, and it was for the children and their parents, and it was called Bridging Families Back Together. So they played, they did hula hoop, they did double dutch, they did the 100, the sprint, they sprinted together. So said bridging, it was like bringing families together, and they were like, this was so awesome. You know, I never knew that my mom could jump rope, or I never knew that my daughter could double dutch, or I never knew that my daughter was that fast, or my son, you know, did this or whatever, because it was female and male there. So that was awesome. So
that's good. That's definitely good.
Let me see if I got this video.
You should have it as long as you've been talking.
Tonight's Extraordinary People, we spotlight how she's inspiring these young ladies to find their purpose, never give up, and follow their dreams to shine bright like a diamond.
Nekisha Freeman is a proud wife, mother, and entrepreneur.
I actually started my collection by visiting an art show.
With the continued success of her Freeman jewelry collection, she followed her God-given vision to help others.
I wanted something, through my jewelry, I wanted to give back to them.
Her fun, innovative Freepreneurs program helps young girls ages 6 to 17 learn about self-love, empowerment, creating jewelry, and about becoming a business owner.
They'll help someone else helps them, and what kind of world we have if everybody becomes, gets on this chain reaction.
Freeman tells me her faith has been her foundation, and she hopes others join in this season of giving back.
If you have a dream or a vision, go for it. Don't let anybody or anything stop you. Never give up on your passion, and always go for it no matter what.
For more information on the empowerment program that is making a difference in the lives of these young ladies, you can visit our website, cbs12.com/people.
You all just seen it live. I just want to thank God first, because let me turn that down. This has been a long time coming. I've been creating jewelry for 8 years, and I kept saying I just want to do right by people. I just want to change this world. And when I first started, I was like, God, I got to do something. I just can't thank him enough. I'm so happy right now. I'm sorry, y'all, but I give God all the glory, because he gave me this gift, and now I'm able to help people. I help the homeless. I'm helping our youth, and there's still so much more that I have to do. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited right now. Michelle Wright, I thank you. I thank you for seeing my vision. I thank you for reaching out to me and having me come in and interview. This is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Thanks, everybody.
Wow.
I cannot believe you showed the crying part.
The world needed to see your pain so that they can believe what it was you were saying.
Actually, the video,
y'all is too funny.
The video is like almost 29 minutes, and I edited it down to like 7 minutes, and then the file was too big to upload. Then I edited it down to 4 minutes, and it still kept saying it was too big to upload. So I just said, forget it. I'm gonna just play the original video, and it is what it is. Wow, Miss Reverend Sapp, she's in the comment section. She said that her first business that she started was a daycare almost 30 years ago. What does the liability insurance look like now? It was outrageous then. That's a question for Anthony. Alicia James, millionaire, says, legacy is great. What's up? Smiley face, smiley face. Hashtag freepreneurs. Freeman Jewelry Collection. Pastor Stapp says, Nekisha, 2 times TSH Shiro.
Yes.
Okay. Shameless plug.
That's the shepherd's heart.
Okay. So let me bring Stephanie back in, and then we'll just poly a little bit. Okay. You two ladies, I want to say, are amazing.
Thank you.
Yes.
Amazing. Hats off to both of you. And I gotta say,
Tony.
Yes.
Did you hear Anthony? Did you hear Anthony Trustin? Thank you. Thank you. You don't talk like that when I'm home.
So anyway, let's discuss the differences between the old school disciplining and raising the children compared to the new school discipline raising children. And have y'all been able to see a difference or know of a difference or have noticed anything?
There's a tremendous difference.
Yes.
Because kids these days, like just 2 days ago, I was looking out my back window and there was kids, like about 12 kids running through the backyard, which is fine. But they must have been between age 6 and probably oldest 13. They were cursing like sailors. Older people was walking by and they didn't care. When I was a kid, we could not have done that. We had the fear of God in us.
Yeah. I think people are scared now. People are scared to, one, say anything to the youth because of what they probably see. And two, if you go tell the parents are like, that's my child, and you can't say whatever you want to say to them. So people are scared and they're like, whatever, you know. They don't have that love for kids anymore, and kids don't have that love for adults anymore. So that's why we have to snatch them, talk to them, and parents are scared to whoop their kids' behinds because of the laws. I remember taking. I had to be maybe 3rd or 4th grade when 1-800-ABUSE came out. They gave everybody in the school the little cards or whatever, and they said, take these home. And I remember taking that home. My mom said, I don't care about no damn 1-800-ABUSE. I'm still gonna whoop your behind.
Amen.
She said, I'm still gonna whoop your behind. So she said, call them if you want to. And I was like, what?
I remember my mom telling my
what's going to happen is they're going to take you to a foster home or what have you, and you're not going to get the love and the protection that I provide for you. So that put fear in,
and the ass whippings.
That put fear in parents to chastise their children too, because the state will come and get them, but they don't take care of you like your parent would.
Like I said, I remember when my sister was a kid. My sister told my mom, well, I'm gonna call 911 on you. My mama said, I'll dial the 9 and the 1. Now you got to make it over here to the phone to dial the last one. Now if you can do that, I'm gonna make it easy for you. Pick up the phone, I'll dial 911. Now can you get over here? You just gotta press the last one. I made it easy for you.
Wow.
Hey Tony, y'all made me think of a story. Mama, I'm sorry, okay? I just want to say this. I'm sorry before I even tell this story. But I was very young and dumb, but you made me learn something real fast. I had to be in the 8th grade, and I just got tired of being poor. And I remember my mama is a pit bull. You understand what I'm saying? My mama is vicious. And so my mama had 3 boys, and my mama was real tough. My mama she wasn't soft. Nothing about my mother was soft. But she loved us. And I remember I went to the counselor's office and told them people, I just think my mama whooped my ass a little too much. And the principal, the counselor was like, huh? I was like, my mama whooped my ass a little too much. So her name was Miss Horton. I'll never forget that lady's name. Her name was Miss Horton. So Miss Horton got on the phone immediately. Do you understand me? Immediately. And called Child Protection Services. So she told me that the Child Protection Service people will be there to see me tomorrow. Don't say nothing. I say, cool. So I came back to school the next day. I'm home. I'm walking around, my chest stuck out big. Yeah, I got a surprise for your ass real soon. So listen, now this the right hand of God. I'm telling the truth. So I go back to school the next day. The people there in the office waiting there. I'm talking about I can't even go to homeroom. They take me from school and take me back to my mama's house. Now, mind you, when DCF come to your house, they supposed to come with a police officer now. They didn't come with the police that day. I don't know what happened. But wasn't no police with me and this man.
And you needed the help.
I needed all of it. So my mama happened to be off this day. And we go up to the doorstep, and the man looked at me and say, come on, Mr. Williams. I was like, no, you got to go first. And he white. He knocked on my mama door, and my mama early morning soap operas is on. Why are you disturbing this? So that man go in the house, I go in, he sit down by my mama, I sit right by him, but I'm like close in his pocket. So he was like, Miss Williams, we got a report from the school that we believe that you may be whooping Mr. Williams' ass a little too much. So my mama say, what you said? And who you are?
Oh my God.
Oh, we went to the Department of Family and Children's Services. He says, and he came to the school and told y'all I whoop him too much. He was like, well, that's what we heard. And I'm here to tell you that you can't do that. As I'm cringing because this man don't know who my mama is.
Okay.
This was the crazy. My mama got up real calm and walked in the back room. And all you hear is Cologne, Cologne, Cologne. So the man say, what is she doing? Packing my clothes. He say, what? He say, what?
If I can't
come back in with the suitcase. She came with the suitcase. I'm talking about, she didn't hand it to this man. She shoved it in the man's chest. Here, get his shit. The man was like, no, Miss Williams, no. I didn't come to take Mr. Williams out your house. She saying, you damn sure can't tell me not to whoop his ass then. She say, and matter of fact, when you leave here in a few minutes, I'm finna whoop his ass for you bringing you to my house. Now, if you taking him with you, but if not, you need to leave because I'm finna whoop his ass. And I was looking at that man like this, please don't leave. Please. That man say, well, I'll be leaving, and Mr. Williams, I'll tell everybody everything's okay over here. I'm like, motherfucker, ain't nothing okay. Bitch, you coming back for a body. You finna come back for a body.
Oh my God.
That man left. That man left, and I'm talking about my mama pulled out the extension cord. I'm talking about I got the extension cord, I cleaned baseboards, I washed dishes, I got on top of the house and raked straw off the top of that bitch all in one day. Me and DCF ain't got nothing to do with each other ever again in life. That's my story. Fuck a DCF. Fuck DCF. They left me stranded with that crazy lady.
I have a question for Nekisha. So your program is strictly for females only, correct?
Yes. But like I said earlier, we did a little pivot in October, November. We hosted a real estate workshop, and it taught them how to buy sell. It taught them about credit score. It taught them about investing, saving their money, and we included boys. We had about six boys in our workshop, and it was 21 kids.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
And it was on.
So y'all actually teaching?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Teaching them y'all actually teaching them economics?
Yes. Yes.
That's something that school. That's even school rarely ever teaches you that anymore.
They don't. They took it out. They took that out of. They took that out of the plan. So they don't
took
even
it out of Palm Beach County schools.
Right.
Port St. Lucie County schools still have economics.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay. So if when you say you wanted to go, like, I guess nationwide, so I guess it would be like almost like the Big Brother, Big Sister program, going like franchises or other offices or whatever, branching out under your umbrella, your rules, your direction.
Speak it. Yes.
Okay.
But my question for y'all, how do y'all make it to where y'all know for sure your girls are safe? Like the Big Brothers and Big Sister organization, all of them being sued for misconduct with the kids and all that stuff there.
Well, we do background checks. And these are people who I personally know who are my volunteers, and most of the volunteers are parents. So I haven't had any issues, thank God.
You hit it right on the head because they don't do background checks. You can be fresh out of prison and they'll let you do volunteer work at the Boys and Girls Club.
We don't do that. No. No. Because I know I also work with the sheriff's office, and my day job is a criminal intelligence analyst, so I know what's going on. So that's a plus for me.
Yeah, that's another reason why I never franchise.
Yeah.
She likes to carry a gun.
I like knowing who works for me and everything like that. I know who my husband is. I know who Legacy the Great is. I know my mother works my infant department. My mother works my kitchen. My sister works for me. My husband does pickup. I know who my intermediate circle is, because when somebody comes to me and says, well, my child said such and such and such, I know this person right here. So I know what's going on, and we can get to the bottom of it, because we've had a child say that one of the staff members here, they jacked me up. By the time we were done having a conversation, me, this child,
need to be jacked up.
Huh?
Cody, you can't do that.
We were done having a conversation. The child said that they lied. I just don't want to go there anymore because they make me say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and then when I cuss, I get in trouble, and I have to. I've done all kind of things because they know at the end of the day I love you. If your parent can't pay for you to go on the field trips, I am going to go in my pocket, and you can go out there and rake leaves for me, and I'm going to pay for you to go on a field trip because I love you. And I'm going to give you what you might not be getting at home, not because your parent can't give it to you, but maybe your parent just don't have the time. That's one reason why I tell people the village that raised, it takes a village, for the simple fact of it's not like the old days where a father and a mother were in the household together and they had the time and energy to put into their children. Nowadays, you have single fathers or single mothers trying to raise kids, trying to go to work. By the time they pick their child up from me, I have a child here now. His mother don't get here till 11:45. By the time she picks her child up, he going straight into his bed. What time does she have to spend with her child? It's my job to make sure that your child gets dinner, your child takes a bath, your child gets their homework done.
You're raising their children.
That is my job. So my whole thing is, if I fall short, then your child falls in the crack. So I am determined not to fall short. Your child is going to get it. I have children here that come from foster home, and there are things that go on in foster homes that parents shouldn't be fostering. They just should not be fostering these children. But
I am Miss Millie.
But that's what goes on. So I definitely commend you, because girls don't have somewhere to turn to. boys don't have somewhere to turn to. And in Revere Beach alone, there's nowhere and nothing for children to do. There is no skating ring for them to go to. There is no YMCA. We don't have one in Revere. West Palm does. Port St. Lucie does. But Revere has nothing for these children. So what do? They turn to the streets. They turn to gangs because they there with open arms saying, come, we'll love you. We got your back. We'll show you the love that you're not getting at home.
Yep.
Preach, Anthony the Great. Preach, Anthony the Great.
So crazy.
So
listen, let me say this right here. This is just me. Everything that everybody on the pod has said has been great. But let's just reflect back. I'm gonna say, the Bible say you spare the rod, you spoil the child.
Yes.
There are different ways of discipline because everybody don't react the same. It's kids that I dealt with. Where I am really.
I couldn't resist.
By me being a tough coach, I also had to learn that. Every child, I can't yell at every child because some kids would shut down on me in the midst of practice and in the game. And I also do believe that ass whoopings are necessary. And I'm sorry that some people feel like it's like Tony said, when you walk down the street and you knew Miss Emma lived right here, Miss Betty lived 4 houses down, you knew you had to walk at least a mile away from the house before you could be anywhere where you and your friends could curse, because anywhere in that perimeter of adults that were older, they caught you doing wrong. His parent was gonna get mad when that lady or that man walked around that corner with you jacked up and taking you to your mama and daddy and saying, I had to get that ass. Little Billy was right. I'm talking about me. Little Tony was out there cursing like a wholesaler. I walked up on him and he still didn't stop cursing. The first thing I would have got was a slap across the face. Go in there and take them clothes off, because Miss Emma ain't lying. You call him Miss, and then they'll trap you for the ass whipping and ask you, so you saying she a liar? But that's not what I said. I'm saying that I wasn't cursing, but because Miss Emma said I was cursing, this old lady ain't lying. Get your ass in there. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like that's like I was telling Tony and TeAma the other day, and I'm like, that's like a woman and a man getting together and they have different children from separate partners. And in that relationship, they're bonding, they're becoming a Brady Bunch. And there is no way, I feel there's no way that a woman can truly love each other and they bring their family together. And here it is, this man and this woman both go to work to provide for these children. And if they're married or if they've been together 2, 3 years, 4 years, and here I am, the outside father, and I'm not in that house. And my son or my daughter, this man is providing also in the house. And they got lights, they got water, he provides food. This man can do, he's allowed to do everything that a man should be able to do in his house, except for one thing.
Spank it ass.
He can whoop his children. He can whoop his children in the house, but you women would tell that man, oh, you can't spank her or you can't spank him.
Lies.
But I can give you $500. But I can give you $500 to go buy a PS5 for them.
Lies.
But when she cursed me, I can't tear that ass up.
Lies.
We have to understand, you can't ask a man or a woman to be willing to put their lives or livelihood on the line for your child, but then you want to handcuff them when it comes to being disciplined. And that causes a great divide. I feel like I have children, and I have an 8-year-old daughter. And one of the hardest things that I had to come to grips with, because I had a great stepfather that raised me. And if he wasn't deceased to this day, he'll be living right in the house with me. And he whooped ass. But he made me a man for him whooping ass and explaining to me why I got ass whooped. He never abused us. And to be truthful, he probably whooped me less than my mama whooped me. I feel like you can't ask a person, especially a man who loves your child dearly, if somebody breaks in your house right now and they're going to the room where your child is and that man is there, would he be wrong for going to protect his kids from you and leave you to fend for the child that is not his? But if you're telling me no, you would want him to defend that child, then you should relinquish ass whoopings too.
Definitely. Come on,
See, on that, I'm kind of different. Like how he love to have his double standard with men, I have my double standards with my daughter. When it came to me, I feel, and this is the way I was raised, if, let's say, my dad's watching me, you guaranteed my little butt gonna get checked. I'll be standing in the corner or whatever. But being that I'm the girl, he installed in me, I want you to know from birth, no man should put his hands on you. If I don't beat you, you don't allow no man to put his hands on you. If he felt that my butt needed to be towed up, Melanie beat this ass. So with me, any dude I get with, let's say if I have a son, I cannot raise a man to be a man. So if he's in my household, we will already have that understanding from the gate. When it comes to putting your hands on my daughter, we're just totally, we're not gonna do that. You can chastise a child without putting your hands on them.
True.
Because the first man a woman falls in love with is her dad. Mm-hmm. And you don't know the way that little girl accepts that whooping. You don't know if she look at that whooping as, this the man I love, he beat on me. So she interprets that as, if a man ain't beating you, he don't love you. Because there's a lot of dumb women that go by that statement, and we all know it. If he ain't beating on me, he don't love me. What type of shenanigans foolishness is that? So if you teach her to make that standard that high, the only woman touch her is the mom. You're giving her a higher crown to it's installed in her from birth.
You're telling me that my daughter, and I'm her father. I'm talking about me, because the way you make it sound is no man should spank his daughter.
No, that's what I say, me, not you. This ain't got nothing to do with your daughter. I'm saying my upbringing.
No. T, I want you to listen to me first. I want you to hear what I'm asking you first. I heard you when you said that, but what I'm asking you is the way that you said, as if it's okay for a man to spank a boy, regardless if it's your son or not. You just basically say that it's pretty much okay if you had a man and you had a son and your son needed to be disciplined. It would be okay for him to discipline the son, even if it's not his. But if you had a daughter, he don't need to put his hands on her.
Not no raggedy behind man. I'm talking about the man that you say, good dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want the biological father putting his hand on our daughter. We will have that understanding. You put your hands on my daughter.
That ass get tore up.
I've been a shot your ass.
That ass get tore up.
Like, I have no understanding.
Now they ain't got no mama or no daddy, so you did a very disjustice by one ass whipping.
But let me tell you, we were already, that's why before you have a child, I'm 38, you literally got to know what you having a baby with. You don't sit there with you. Don't get it twisted. It's a lot of women that don't do their research.
Tony, put it back up.
I'll let you know from the gate what I require in any man that gets with me, based on what I am trying to mold our daughter into being. But if in your mind you
Read the
feel
statement, Tony.
if she,
I read it.
any child that walks in my house will
I
be
understand what
subject
you're
to
saying,
discipline.
TeAma. I mean,
I
I
get
teach my
discipline.
daughter.
You can discipline without beating her. And if you feel that she need her butt whooped, this is me. Whatever you do with your kids, that's your thing. I'm going to respect it to the God. But with my daughter, I'm going to hold her at a higher standard because I want her to hold herself that way too. Because the average black woman will accept so much because from
Exactly,
the
Tony.
earliest age,
Definitely.
it wasn't put on them to have that high.
Yes, definitely. I
TeAma,
agree.
let me say this. My dad, the man that raised me, as him being a man, when he disciplined us, and like I told you, he was totally different from my mama. When my dad got through spanking us, because there's a difference between getting a beating and getting your butt. You needed to get this tore up. Now, my dad would sit down and talk to me and my brothers about why we're gonna get a spank, why we're gonna get a whipping, and get us to understand that we brought this on. Just because you get a spanking or a whipping does not mean that you are teaching your child to become okay with somebody putting their hands on them. That's not what that teaches. What
That is not
discipline
what I'm
is,
saying.
whether
You're
hold
not
on,
listening to
that's
that
what
the
it
way that
sounds
went.
like. What does that sound like to y'all?
I mean, I personally took it as, listen, I am one of those ones that have a blended household. My husband, I love and adore him. My 7-year-old, you cannot tell that that is not his child because she loves him to the gods. But if I am not here and she do something and he called me on the phone and be like, she did so and so and so and so you need to take care of it when it get home, that whooping don't mean the same as if you would have did it right then and there. But at the same time, Tony and my husband Melvin, if they do something wrong, I have the love in me to know that they are not abusing my child. They are not beating my child. They are chastising my child. At the same time, you let that child know that I love you. Okay, go. You let that child know that I love you, and I did this because I love you, and I did this because you did X and Y, and that is not acceptable.
Right.
And at the end of the day, they're still going to have the same love because you're raising them to understand that that's not correct. My daughter knows, like, listen, don't put hands on nobody if you don't want them to put their hands on you. So if a young man puts his hands on you, you go in their ass.
But beat it.
But if you are woman or man enough, you woman enough to throw them hands on that nigga right there and you hit him, he gonna knock your behind back.
Right.
Put your hands on nobody.
Infinite. You saying
Now
the
that
harsh
I was
words
already
tonight.
told that. I was always told that if you put your hands on somebody. But I was never told, okay, my dad's gonna never.
My daughter has gotten a couple spankings by her daddy, and it's okay. She lived to fight and cry another day. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, your daddy loves you. And what did you do? I did X and Y and Z. Well, you know not to do X, Y, and Z again. Maybe you knew to do A, B, and C.
We knew you didn't even want Keith to raise his voice at you. That's one thing you knew. You didn't even want him to raise his voice at you.
But see, my whole thing is my 7-year-old, on the other hand, Tony, Legacy the Great, and Melvin can go in the room and look at her and she'll start crying. She already know what she did wrong. Legacy the Great's daughter, I've seen it. Have I ever seen him beat her? Never. Have I ever seen him spank her? No. Has he talked to her? Yes. And they both be woo-woo crying. What? I don't understand it. He don't look that mean. But yes, that's all it takes.
Exactly. That's what I feel with a dad. That for me, that's all it took.
But see, sometimes
the love I had for you was so high,
it's a level to these things. Yes, some things you talk to them about, but some things you need to get in they behind about. They need a whooping They need a whooping with a
Listen,
Tony, I tell you, I have no problem with handing out an ass whooping.
Their
I
feelings
wouldn't
are going
even
to be
sign
hurt,
to
but
get, what is it, King 1. The whole time I had my nieces there, well, I had them for 6 years. But then I sent them to their mom, and then I wound up getting them back, and DCF was involved. They told me to sign kingship, and they'll give me money. I wouldn't even sign that shit because it said I couldn't whoop them. Oh, you keep that shit. You keep that shit. I'm good. I ain't need y'all this far. I won't need you now. Because when they get wrong, depending on what they doing, I'm going to beat their ass.
I have 2 nephews that came from DCF custody that live with me, and they're boys. And at the time, I was not married. So I was a single woman with young men that were completely, at the time, out of control, until I realized why they were out of control. They were out of control because they had no discipline and tough love. But me and my nephews, we had a real conversation one day. First of all, let me explain to you. Your mama stay exactly 2 blocks from you. She does not want you. That is why you're with me. I am your last resort, or you will be in the system. I love you and I want you. But by no stretch of the imagination am I going to kill myself to try to keep you.
None. God damn it, none.
At the end of the day, I'm not finna fight you. I'm not finna be trying to jump on top of tables to come on down on top of your head. Either you want to be here or you don't want to be here. And the day he went to the school and pulled a fire alarm and the school told me I had to pay them $500, trust me, I was ready to punch him in the face. And when he came home, there was a belt waiting on him. But at the end of the day, when I was done, I worked really hard to make sure you have clothes on your back, shoes on your feet, a roof over your head. I don't have $500 to give to people. We can't afford to just come off of $500. So what I need you to do is understand the reason why I chastise you, the reason why I beat you. I beat you because I work, sweat, I change diapers, I listen to parents whine. I listen to children tell me about all their parents' problems at home. And I do all of this because I want a better life for the children I take care of and for you. And that's why I chastise you. Now, I don't know what you need to do. Maybe you need to go talk to your neighbors and take donations for this $500.
Anthony.
No, she did.
Have you been? It sounded like you went and listened to your TD Jakes or something today. Because you was preaching your ass off.
We had a very rough day today because I am really trying to understand I have a special case now. I'm working with my inner spirit and myself because I do not want to terminate this child, but I don't understand
exactly
how to clean a 7-year-old. Every day I pick him up and he has feces on him. And he does not know how to change himself. And I'm working with my inner spirit because my 2-year-old go to the bathroom. So I don't know how to do it with a 7-year-old that just basically just doesn't want to go to the bathroom. I don't feel like it. I don't want to go.
Was he traumatized? He may have been traumatized and it's affected him, and he doesn't know how to handle what.
And I definitely respect that and I understand that. And that's why I said I'm trying to work with my inner peace about it, because it's really hard. It's hard because 1-year-old baby poop and 7-year-old poop is different. It's on a different level.
Different.
The bathroom and you like, don't touch me because I'm trying to help you get this off of you. And then, it's just everywhere. And yes, I'm working in my inner spirit on it. Like, I feel like this child needs my help. But at the same time, my help is telling me, let it go. It's not worth it. Just let it go.
Just for the viewers out there, just let you know, if you're new to the channel and you're just tuning in, make sure you hit the subscribe button, definitely like and comment below. I placed the link in the description section, so if anybody wants to come on and voice their opinion or have anything to say, just click on the link that's in the description below. and you could join us. And again, if you're just tuning in, we're joined tonight with two very special guests. We have Mr. Lovely, Miss Nekisha Freeman. Nekisha Freeman is the CEO and founder of Freepreneurs, where they empower, inspire, and mentor young ladies. That's Miss Nekisha Freeman. She's one of our guests tonight. And we also have Anthony Simmons. She and her husband and wife team, have created and developed two beautiful home daycares for over 7 years. So we have two special guests with us tonight. And if you missed it earlier at the beginning of the show, we did a topic, or actually Legacy did a topic on for Black History Month, covering information about Shaka Zulu. So definitely watch the replay in case you haven't seen it. And on that note, I have a commercial for you.
Just in time accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. TeAma Copeland is your independent paparazzi agent. Join her live online Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join her on Facebook at TeAma Sweetness Copeland or her fan page, Just in Time Accessories. Or you can find her on YouTube at TheAnthonyBrownShow. Herice. That once again is Just in Time Accessories. Everything is only $5. Nickel and lead-free jewelry. TeAma Copeland, independent paparazzi agent. Just in Time Accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. Check her out.
Hey there.
We are joined by
Hey, bro.
How you doing?
Yeah, that's my future boyfriend, and he don't even know it. That's my future boyfriend.
Joined by Mr. 6'8", so you can watch him on his YouTube channel. So Mr. 6'8". How you doing, Tristan?
I am good. How are you? How are y'all doing? How's everybody doing? You know, I'm seeing show my face up in the place one time.
Yes.
For the show.
Oh, man.
Before we get with you, Tristan.
Hey, Tristan.
What's up?
Did you get a chance to see that intro?
I don't think I saw it. I missed it.
You missed our intro video?
Okay.
Yeah.
We have our own theme song now.
You're on who?
We have our own intro theme song.
Well, look at y'all coming up then. I ain't got no, well, I ain't got no theme song. You know.
You don't need a theme song at 6'8". You are theme song at 6'8".
It's working in your favor.
Okay.
Well, look. All I'm trying to say is that in the meanwhile, can somebody please find me a surrogate or a donor or somebody that I can just have one child with. I'm just trying to have one child, and that's it before I see and hit the age of 40. That's all.
If you would have called me 5 months ago, we would have been in there like swimwear. 5 months ago, I would have been so gay. But my uterus is kind of booked at the moment.
Oh, God. On that note.
Not booked at the moment. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm pregnant at the moment, so she booked at the moment. She booked.
Y'all know I'm blind. I got to see and squint. This is Nekisha. Is it Nekisha?
Yes.
Okay. Nekisha. Okay. Let me turn the camera this way. Hold on. I got my phone. My phone ain't acting right tonight.
That's an iPhone 12, y'all. Don't do it.
Okay. Let's look. Oh yeah, I can't see. Dang, I need glasses.
You don't have your contacts on?
Legacy the Great, and
TeAma.
For the Kids. I see I'm squinting. For the Kids. Is that right? For the Kids?
Yes.
Okay. So Nekisha, Legacy the Great, For the Kids. And then
TeAma.
this my boo up there right here in the middle.
So anyway, do you ladies have anything else you want to say about your businesses or your entrepreneurs or your organizations that's going on? Anything that's going on in the future that we may need to know? How do they sign up? How do they find you?
Exactly.
Who wants to go for you? Okay, I'll go.
I have a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old that need a fight, and both of them was raped.
Really?
My two nieces. I just got full custody of them December 28th.
Do they talk? Do they talk about it?
Yes, they talk about it, and my 12-year-old is actually going through Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. So that's why I'm a little bit tired. I've been up since 4:30 this morning, and we was there all night. So I got off on here.
I would love to talk to them. I always talk to my girls. I call all girls my girls. So I would love to talk to them and get to know a little bit about them. And I like to hear what their visions are and how they want to help others, not when they their peers right now. And when I say help their peers, they may reach out because they're texting all the time. They're on Instagram. They don't do Facebook. They say Facebook is for the old people. So but the Snapchats, they can check in, you know, hey, whatever they say, hey girl, hey, or whatever. How you doing? Just checking in, and we could teach them those kind of things now because they're gonna grow to be women, and we already see what happens with women. So that's why I tell them you're your sister's keeper. So I train them, like I say, 7 to 17. We talk about all that, and I would love to talk to them, just to see where their heads are.
And so, when is your next session, or do you have sessions, or is it?
I'm planning a session for mid-March, and I don't know if you all ever heard of Push Out. Has anyone ever heard of Push Out?
No.
Okay, Push Out is the criminalization of Black girls in schools and how they're affected, how racism happens, how the teachers, I better not say that, how the teachers talk to them, treat them, grade them. You all just saw how the girl was dumped on her head, and you all saw how the girl was sprayed with mace in her face. So that's something that's going to be on the website, freeprenuers.org. They can sign up there, but I'm planning that for mid-March.
Go ahead.
I got a question. What do with that being done? It was worldwide. Everybody got a chance to see that. At what angle do we approach this to where this becomes vigilante violence against our kids by the same individual who's supposed to be there to protect them? So what are the steps? Because I know my step is, if you do my daughter like that, fuck.
She got the same answer.
I agree. I agree.
Cause her dad, for my nieces also, I've just already come to an understanding and agreement within myself that I don't care if it's a principal. I don't care if it's a police officer. If you do my daughter like that, I'm going to do your child like that. For me, the only way for an individual to understand that you cannot do my child, because that's what it is. That's what they are, a child. The way that you would do a 200-pound man or a 6'8" giant and slam them like that. of 6'2", 270-pound man and slam him on the ground to do that to mine, I don't give a damn about justice. I've already put it in my head that there is no justice when there's anything pertaining to the law having to deal with the law. I've never seen there's an old cliche that say a house divided will never stand. So if the justice system is going to discipline officers, then there will be the house of the judicial system will fall apart. So within myself, I already know that I can't expect the police to police the police.
Right.
So his child has to go. That's the only way he will feel any pain that we're talking about that they're causing to us. Because once his child disappears and now his wife got to look him in the face like you a damn police, it ain't nothing you gonna do about this. Where's my child? And then your child get mailed back to you bi-weekly, arm, leg, ear, eye. Then you'll feel what it is for all these people to be telling you to stop putting your damn hands on my children. Because I don't give I don't give a damn. But I do care. But if I gotta cash in about you doing that to my child, I've already made up in my mind that I'm okay with spending the rest of my life in jail.
Yeah. And me and my husband have said the same thing. You know, my husband's he's a law enforcement officer. We've already discussed that. If you do it to mine, I got to do it to yours, because it's not fair that mine is retaliated against or are done in Justice League and yours isn't, and you go about your life like nothing happened. We got to be equal.
Well, let me help y'all with something. Y'all just answered your own question. Why there's no longer it take a village to raise a child? Because you can no longer trust your neighbor next door to be that loving, unconditional, have that agape love for kids no more. These monsters are coming by the boatload.
Yes.
It's not even a neighbor.
So
family.
No, I'm just saying. But so that right there tells you why we where we are. The human nature, literally, it used to be you could not mess with handicapped kids, old people, and kids. Even the dope dealers. You could walk through and a girl got their books. They'll be like, man, leave her alone. I'm an 82 baby. So we would walk from 19th and Beautiful down to, what is that, Northborough Elementary. I'd be damned if you tried to talk to one of us and them drug dealers weren't ready to tear your head off. It was a code. Now, there is no code. They can see you getting off an elementary bus. If little mama thick, they going to try to pull a fifth grader.
But it depends.
Damn.
It depends.
No, real shit.
I say
it's
the
so
young
real.
cats like that, but the older cats.
No, that's what I'm saying.
The older
like
cats
even we can say even in their 30s.
You not gonna talk to no baby,
honey.
They watch the house. They tell people all the time, "What would you rather have next door to you?" I'd rather have a drug house next to me. Because let me tell you something, they're gonna make sure nobody's gonna run up on mine.
Anthony, so right now is your daycare currently accepting new customers?
Yes, we are currently open. We have spots available, space available. Yeah, we're open.
And you're 24 hours.
Are y'all hiring?
24 hours, 7 days a week.
And where are both locations?
Huh?
Where are both locations?
I am located on 6th Street, 708 West 6th Street, Riviera Beach, Florida, 33404.
Okay.
Wow, I grew up on 5th Street.
Don't go to the park.
I used to go to the park.
Got a firehouse over there. What's wrong with you?
My mom was strict. My mom didn't play. My mom had look, my mom had ankle bracelets on us. So
trust me.
Look, she didn't play.
I think Legacy the Great got them on my girls.
I want to give a quick shout out to Justin Brown. He's the guy who created my intro for our theme song, our intro song, the music and everything that played. So if you want to reach him, if you need beats, if you need rapping or whatever, hit him up. The intro music is produced and mixed by Justin Brown, Just in Time Madness. on Instagram, or his phone number is 229-630-4816. He's located in Valdosta, Georgia.
Okay. Represent that V-Town, baby. Represent V-Town. Justin, do your thing.
And you can always find me on The Anthony Brown Show. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, YouTube for The Anthony Brown Show. Any other questions or comments or concerns, anybody?
I'm looking for a permanent spot for freepreneurs. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm looking for a permanent spot for freepreneurs right now. We host online, but I would like to have a permanent spot where when I host events, I know exactly where we're going or whatever, what have you. We get locations donated, but I want a permanent spot.
So you're looking for a location for sale?
Yeah.
There's a building right here on
First.
Listen, it's between First and Fourth. There are two of them. One's on First. I know it used to be a daycare, then it turned into a nursing home, and right now it's for sale. And then there's a new one. It's a storefront. I think it's sitting on Third or Fourth.
Okay.
And Obama. Both of them.
I'll check it out. Thank you.
Both of those are empty right now.
Okay.
And also for those of you that's into old school music and jams and want to lay back and hear music and hear people do reactions and comment on it, we have a friend of mine. He does a YouTube channel on Monday nights. The Apostle is called The Chill Zone, and you can find him on YouTube at The Apostle Don Allen Lowe, and that's every Monday night. So you can catch him there. And I've been on his show a couple of times, and it's a lot of fun. So you listen to old school music and jam back and relax. That's Savon Experience on Instagram. I'm sorry, on YouTube on Saturday nights. You can find Savon. And she's on our show sometimes. And Mr. 6'8", what are you doing? What's going on with you, Mr. 6'8"? What night are you on, and when can they find you?
So I'm laughing at this one over here at the top. So the only night that I'm on right now is Fridays at 8 p.m. live on my channel Eastern time. And Mr. 6'8" is the microphone with Talk Out Loud, where I just basically discuss a lot of random stuff. It really do be random stuff. It be the end of the week, just kind of, a way for you to unwind down. And I would just kind of chill and just talk about whatever, just be on your mind. So I come up with topics, and then I just kind of bounce off those topics to other, random stuff, and it just kind of go from there. Normally I'm in the studio, which is in the other room, but tonight when I did the show, I did it from the bed because I'm getting over sinus infection. I just didn't feel like putting on all of that.
Mr. 6'8" is located in Atlanta, Georgia, y'all, just so y'all know. So if you're in Atlanta, find Mr. 6'8".
Yes.
What's today? I will be there on the 21st to the 26th. So you better find me.
You're not talking about you.
Look.
Shut up, helpful with your hating self.
Look, hit me up. I definitely.
Most definitely.
Yes.
See what I got to go through.
We going to the one night only with Sheena Divine. You know what? I'm in Palm Beach County. What you want to do? Do you want to play?
Let me turn my camera on.
I don't want to fight two people.
Good answer. When are we doing that? When are we doing that one?
Not sure yet. But anyway, Tuesday we're doing a show, and the topic on Tuesday is going to be, I think that's the one. Tuesday we're going to do why don't Black people support Black businesses, and we're also going to highlight and feature 2 more Black businesses. Next Friday is going to be, is your business or company LGBT friendly? And we're going to highlight 2 more Black businesses. So if you're a Black business owner out there and you want to be featured on our show, inbox me some kind of way, either email or inbox me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or wherever. But hit me up or hit up TeAma or Legacy so that we can also feature you on one of our shows. Every show for the month of February, we're trying to feature 2 to 3.
Tony.
Yes, sir.
Tony, you ain't tell them about that other place that they normally get to see you at all the time. You also feature at you can be found at the King of Diamonds.
No way.
Oh.
I'm feeling. Hey, baby, I shunama.
You're a mess.
I don't know what to do with him myself.
Get your brother.
I only know one way to make him be quiet, and that's not the topic for the night.
Okay. So if we don't have anything else to say, and you guys have any more questions, anything else about your business?
Tony, what are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're going to be, I forgot to, definitely hit the subscribe button because tomorrow we're going to be live with Miss Millie, Miss Millionaire, on her show, on her Facebook page live. She's going to be interviewing us for her show, and she's going to do some phenomenal things in the Black community when it comes to business. So we're going to be joining her tomorrow morning, 10:30 or 11, somewhere in there. But we're going to be live on her show as well as, we're going to be live here. So I'm going to be live. So either find Miss Millie, Miss Millionaire on Facebook, or subscribe to my channel, The Anthony Brown Show, and so we'll both be live broadcasting the same event. So that'll be tomorrow. So it'll be our first time doing something on a Saturday. So we'll all 3 be together. Hope y'all.
That's what's up.
Millie.
Okay.
Say what?
So on that note, we're gonna end the show, but don't go off, ladies and gentlemen. So good night, everybody. Talk to you soon.
6'8" hear the thing. A.T.L.
My nigga Tubo the goat, these other niggas basic.
Say what? No nigga wrist a silver chain around the neck. Say what? A.T.L show coming for their neck. Say what? We gon' say it all different from the rest. Say what? A.T.L show, know that we the best. Say what? Yeah, who was that? A.T.L show coming live, speak about the world. Know that we is still. We got Anthony, TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L show.